everybody. How are we doing? Very happy to be here. It's been quite a week for me. Huge breakthrough at therapy. Yeah, when the group figured out I'm not a therapist. That was fun while it lasted. Happy to be here. I did a show recently at a nursing home. It actually went pretty well. There was one old lady. She did not laugh at me once the entire show. So afterwards, I went up to her and I asked her if there was an issue. She said the reason she didn't laugh at me was the entire time I was on stage, I reminded her of her deceased son, who had also been a comedian. And she didn't think he was funny either. Fair enough. I remember as my grandfather got elderly, he couldn't even stand without using this beautiful oak cane that he had hand carved himself from a piece of wood on his own land. And eventually there was an ugly family fight over who would get that cane. Caused a lot of bad feelings. But I think the worst part was seeing my grandfather fall over. I'll share this with you guys. I did become a firm believer in reincarnation a couple years ago. A friend of mine died tragically. He was hit by a truck crossing the street. And he had always said when he went, if he could come back, he was going to come back as an eagle. And sure enough, on the day of his burial, we're all gathered at the cemetery when suddenly a lone bald eagle rose up from a nearby pine and soared over our heads and across the road and was hit by a tractor trailer. You gotta believe. I was driving the other day, I saw this bumper sticker. It said, "My child has 4 paws." I thought, what a perfect way of showing the world just how much you love drinking when you're pregnant. This was crazy. When I was in 4th grade, I was on the school bus. Our bus driver passed out while he was driving. And I don't know what came over me. I just imitated what I had seen him do, and I snapped into action and finished his vodka and blacked out. I know this couple, their son's pet goldfish died while he was away at summer camp. But rather than deal with that difficult conversation about death with him, they took the easy way out. Can anybody guess? Never picked him up from summer camp. But that would have been a good idea too. I remember when I was a kid, anytime I got a stomach flu, there was always a special soup my mom made for me the day before. I'll never forget the first time my friend and I wrote our names in the snow. Yeah, I looked over, I couldn't believe my friend couldn't spell her name. Remember in elementary school, the project at Thanksgiving was always we had to draw hand turkeys, right? I had this weird experience one year. I sat next to a kid who lived on a turkey farm, so he drew a headless turkey. Because his reality was he helped with the chores and helped slaughter the turkeys. That's how he lost his thumb. I read this recently. 1 out of 10 children worldwide, 10% of children worldwide are engaged in child labor. And it just makes me wonder, how can so many kids be unemployable? That's 90%. My wife came home from the grocery store the other day with, I swear to God, the thinnest toilet paper I have ever seen. Yeah, I'm talking like rest area thin toilet paper. I was like, am I supposed to use this to wipe my butthole or trace it? I have recently started sleeping with a baseball bat under our bed because in our neighborhood, someone has been breaking into people's houses and throwing baseballs at them. So I'm ready. I'll leave you guys with this. This happened to me when I was about 13 years old, and even at that young age, taught me to make the most of every moment we have on this planet. A group of us kids were playing hockey on a frozen lake. One of the kids playing goalie, dressed in full gear, fell through the ice and drowned. Yeah, I'll never forget those few frantic moments, because I scored 11 goals. That was a good day. All right, thanks you guys very much.